What is going on YouTube? It is Fish and Dipper here with another video, and I am actually not in my room this time. I am out on the Columbia River, and I'm just fishing for whatever. You know, fishing for fun. So, this is my new, where is it? Walleye pole. Haven't had it that long, maybe 3 or 4 days, and I haven't used it yet until now. Mainly because it's snowed like a bitch out here lately. As you can tell, I already have a dip in. What I'm dipping today is some Copenhagen Longcut Original. So, I've been here for probably 20-30 minutes. I tried using a few different things. I tried a spinner, then I tried a jig. I'm trying a different style jig. I'm just using a long worm jig. I can get it so you can see it. Hold on one second. And I think I'm using like a 1/13 of an ounce jig head. Water's really high because the sun was out today. It felt really warm. It's like 40 degrees or something like that around here. So, I'm gonna get started fishing. Alright, since I need 2 hands to fish, I'm not gonna be able to hold my iPod like I was the last couple times. So, and it went that way instead of that way. That's lovely. This is a medium action pole. Medium action. I'm using 12-pound line. This is the strongest that this pole's supposed to take. I'm gonna try and put some 6-pound on it later. But yeah, it's made for walleye fishing. So, my channel is gonna be something kind of like how dip can help when you're fishing. I'm gonna show you how right now. Something that I like to do is just take my lure. Well, usually it's just bait, but I'll take and I'll just spit on it and kind of roll it in the spit to try and help attract some fish. The way I figured, it's just some extra scent. So, didn't do that until just now, so let's see what happens. I usually don't use a spinning rod like this one is. I usually use a level wind. So, I'm kind of rusty with spinner fishing. Well, spinner pole fishing anyway. Oh man, that long cut is just good. Alright. That time it went where I wanted it to. Well, I guess, I don't know. I'll have to take a look back at the rest of the video when I'm done making it. Still have that cold. So obviously there's no mud jug around because I'm outside, and I use my spit for help to help me fishing. So I'm trying to get not a walleye, but a pike minnow. They're worth money, actually, believe it or not. So I'm just gonna try swimming this. I think I need to use some salmon as bait. What they do, there's actually a bounty out on their heads. They want all of the pike minnow out of the Columbia River, because the Columbia River is the main spawning ground for salmon. And the pike minnow will come out and eat the salmon fry. That's why they want them gone. In fact, one of my teachers, Kevin Staley, one of his friends works with a fishery department, and his friend goes out and shocks the water and grabs all the pike minnows and puts tags on them. The tags are like an extra reward for catching one. If you catch one, doesn't matter what year it was caught or anything like that. Just as long as it has a tag on it, it's worth about $500. So if I can catch one, that'd be nice. This is the pole that I've caught all my pike minnow on. It's just a little 5-foot trout pole. Actually, my grandfather gave it to me. I didn't realize it was mine until he actually told me that. What the hell? That's not good. Ow. Kind of just snapped on me. Oh well. It's not that big of a deal. Problem is, this only has 4-pound test line on it. But it's a good pull. I love this pull. Anyway, one day my friend and I, we were out fishing for pike. I'd spent the night at his house. And we were going fishing in the morning for pike. And I was using this pole, and my friend was using my level line bass pole because he's a level line maniac. He prefers that over anything else. And I have multiple level lines. Anyway, this is a weaker pole, obviously. But I had 12-pound line on it instead of the instead of the 4-pound, which it should have instead. So, and I was looking at him and looking away from my pole like an idiot. And then he looks over at my pole and he says, Will. I look over, my pole's going frickin' bananas. I grab my pole and I set the hook, and I had my drag down all the way. So it was, no I didn't, it was still kind of loose, but just not very. I tightened it down while the fight was going on. Damn it. And pulled up on my pole, tightened my drag a little bit, and ended up bringing in about, I'd probably have to say, 3-foot pike minnow off this little dinky trout pole. I'm surprised it didn't just snap, because the line was stronger than the pole was. Huh? No, don't want to hook myself. But he looks at me and says, "What the fuck? How is it you caught a fish on that, or how is it you caught a pike minnow on that thing?" I said, "I don't know, just luck." Well, a couple months later, I went fishing again by myself, and I was using this pole, and I was using the bass pole that my friend was using. Well, I had it with me. I wasn't using it at the time because it's a one pole per moving water license. Where the fuck did that go? Anyway. I was using this pole, and I was actually in this exact same spot. Oh, sorry, you're moving. You're on my longboard, just in case you were wondering. Anyway. Just fishing. And there's a deep, deep pole. Right there. So, it wasn't hitting the bottom. But, I had my pole in one of the slots that's here. No, I didn't have it in a slot. It was on the ground, but to where it couldn't go into the water if I did get a hit. I set the hook. Ended up pulling about a 16-inch pikeman out from the water. With this. And I can't remember what I was using. It was either the 12-pound, and I hadn't switched it out for the 6, or for the 4. Or it was the 4-pound line. But, I mean, this pole is one of my luckiest poles I've ever had. I mean, this is just an amazing pole. I love it. It wasn't as big as the first pikeman I caught, but it was pretty damn good. It was a fun fight, too, just like the first one. But, yeah. I mean, I was using worms both times, but I figure I didn't want to waste my money, and I had these lures with me anyway. So, I'm trying. I've never caught a fish using lures, honestly. But it didn't even cast. It got wrapped up on something. Probably that. The line holder. But yeah, I mean, I love fishing. It's so much fun. Oops. Too much line, I guess. But, it's one of the things that helps relax me. So, if you love fishing, I would suggest coming to the Columbia River. Not only because it's my hometown that I'm at right now, but just because there's a giant variety of fish. I mean, there's crappie, there's perch, bass, sometimes, and sturgeon, salmon, not year-round, but pretty close to it. Oh, and by the way, if you're going to go sturgeon fishing, you need to have your tags, even if it's just for catch and release. And they've changed the rules in Oregon, so fishing for sturgeon and keeping them is illegal except for 1 week this year. I'm not exactly sure on the rest of the year, or on the next couple years, but it definitely does suck because I've never caught, well, I've caught a 3.5-foot sturgeon on my beef stick that I told you about in, it was either my first video or my second video, I can't remember.